Good afternoon and welcome to the press conference for House of Flying Daggers. Welcome to you here in the audience and welcome to you here on the podium. Of course, the leading actress, Miss Zhang Ziyi, and the director, Mr. Zhang Yimou. They will both speak in Japanese and Chinese. They will both speak in Chinese, and therefore there will be translators. For Mr. Zhang Yimou, Maria Luo will translate, and for Ms. Ziyi, Ling Lucas will translate. Before we get on to the question and answers, I wish to point out that Hero is still in the theaters in Toronto. And I must say, Mr. Zhang Yimou, that no one who knows your career so far as a director would have expected to have two films back to back of this genre still playing. It's quite a sort of change. So how did you get to, what made you decide to go for this kind of film? How did it happen? How did it come about?
我记得李安导演曾经说过，这个
I'll bring it just a bit closer to you.
好。我记得李安导演曾经说过，他说，任何一个中国的男导演都有拍一部武侠电影的冲动和愿望。我想他说的这个是有道理的，我自己也是一直很喜欢这种类型的电影，所以也就是在这个时候就开始拍。
Could we have this phone off? Sorry.
完了。
Would you get it to start translating?
Director Lian said it once that any male directors, Chinese male directors, will have the urge and desire to shoot a martial art film. I like this genre as well, so we shot the film.
Not only that one, but also the previous one. So this is like a new direction?
就是连英雄和两部片为什么一起拍？是不是这种方向往这边走了？开始。
主要那时候我们在根据习惯，我们也在那个武侠小说里边找这种题材。但是后来我们发现，凡是写得好的武侠小说，至少都被拍过3遍以上了。后来没办法，我们就开始自己编故事。编故事后来就同时编了这2个故事。当时不想浪费，后来就想着干脆就是一口气拍俩。如果第一部呢拍完后，老板有愿意再出钱，就接着再拍第2部，所以就这样一下子很快的把这2个都拍出来了。
We were looking for martial art. We're looking at martial art novels. We're looking at this type of themes. And any good martial art novels has been shot for over 3 times by other directors already. So then we started creating our own storylines. We started developing these 2 stories together. And in the end, we don't want to waste either one of them. So we did the 2. We did the 2 stories, one after another.
I do understand, and Mr. Ang Lee, when he shot Crouching Tiger, also explained that there was a certain amount of special effects that came into play with this when you do this kind of a film. However, there's one thing that is in no way could be a special effect, is the first position that Miss Zhang Ziyi takes before she starts her dance. For those who haven't seen the film, yes, it is also absolutely normal that they would run and fly from tree to tree. However, when she has to do her first dance in the whorehouse, she puts herself in a position whereby she plays a blind dancer. She's bending over and her leg is stretched up to here, and Sid Charisse would have a heart attack if she ever saw that. Half the audience was gasping. So, with envy. So, could you tell us a little bit about your... You have to be a dancer, have had to be a dancer, if not an Olympic level acrobat. Can you tell us a little bit about your physical dance background and what finally brought you into films?
I was start Chinese tradition Chinese dance when I was 11 years old, and I learned 6 years. I think it's quite simple, right? And then I think I spent quite hard the 6 years because our teacher was so tough, you know. They woke up us every morning at 5 o'clock, and we should, you know, do a lot of things. And I think it's because I have the dancing background, so it helped me a lot to change to martial arts. So that's why I can do some movement in my movies. Yeah.
It's an amazing dance. The first dance is an amazing dance.
Yeah, I have to see, you know.
You haven't seen the film yet?
Yeah, I saw the film. I have to see, you know, Zhang Yimou gave me a lot of space in the movie because he know I have the background and ability. So he gave me the chance, he gave me the stage. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir.
Good afternoon. A question for Director Zhang Yimou. 2 questions, short questions connected. Was it difficult to find a way to end the story? It could have ended in 2 or 3 ways. Secondly, the characters die when they choose their personal pursuit, the personal happiness. Were you trying to say that they were sort of punished because they were not going after their cause, they were interested in their personal happiness?
Is that the first question or?
Yeah, the film could have ended in 2 or 3 ways.
How did,
to make up his mind and say, okay, I want to play this way.
实际上，这个结果也是很早在谈剧本的时候就确定的。这个总的方向是这样子的，因为当时我们和英雄同时编这个故事，2个故事编成以后，其实你看英雄的故事和这个故事都是一个关于牺牲的主题，都是一个关于牺牲的主题。当时我们就希望把它编成2个方向，也就是说，英雄是为了信仰、为了理想牺牲生命、牺牲感情。那十面埋伏我们就希望是相反，就是为了个人的爱情去牺牲一切，放弃一切。那这样的话，这个电影的结尾其实已经有了这个方向，有了这个方向，只是一些技术上的问题，我们一直到最后才确定。也就是说，天都下了雪了，我们都拍了，那雪都要消了，我们还不知道，这把刀是往哪儿飞？就是章子怡从他身上拔出这把刀来是要杀谁？我们一直没有想好，一直没有想好，一直在讨论。那有可能是往这边，有可能往那边，有可能不拔等等。所以就这个方面一直在想，怎么样能最出乎人的意料，怎么样能让观众有一个特别的感受。后来就是还是用了现在这个 所以都是到了最后不拍都不行了，还是用了这样一个现在这个结果。
We have decided the ending when we're writing the screenplays. We were actually doing the screenplays together with Hero and this movie. Both of these two films are about sacrifice. One, Hero, is sacrificing love for ideas, for a dream. And this one is sacrificing love to give up, this one is to give up everything else for love. So the direction has been made, but technically we couldn't make it, we couldn't decide until the end. When the snow is going to go, we're still debating whether the knife should fly this way or that way to kill which man. We want to surprise people. So this ending we decided until the last minute when we have to shoot.
I guess that answers both your parts. Yes. Sir?
Two questions for the director. The first, Hero was a box office hit 2 years ago. It took us 2 years to get here, and once it arrived, it became, the top of the North American box office for the last 2 weeks. My question is, did you feel like when you learned this, being able to say to anybody, I told you so? And the second question is, when will we get to see the House of Flying Daggers in North America?
Is the first question a question?
It's,
我还真不能肯定英雄是不是能成功，因为你知道，一个电影要是过了2年以后再放，你都不知道大家会对他有多少期待，你也不了解观众是不是真正喜欢他，所以这次在美国市场上的成功，我觉得对我是个惊喜，我没有想到。那接着说，由这个惊喜带来的下来一个期望，当然我就希望《十面埋伏》能成功。能看到《十面埋伏》啊？加拿大我还不清楚。
Okay, to answer your first question, I was not sure 2 years ago that it would be a success. So I couldn't say that, yeah, I told you so. Because we couldn't imagine how high the expectations from the North American audience. And so the success of this movie, Hero, is a pleasant surprise. Next question, that leads to the next question, that the expectation for the House of Flying Daggers is quite high now, and we hope it's going to be a success, and we're not sure when it's going to be played in North America.
question to the lady here, and then the lady here.
Ann Tate, Women in Film. A question for Mr. Zhang Yimou. Besides your amazing cinematic eye, you seem to have a wonderful eye for talent. Is it true that you discovered Zhang Ziyi at a shampoo commercial at the Beijing?
Who told you that?
I think you did. I think you told me in an interview. And that led to your wonderful film, The Road Home.
Hold on.
我们要拍一个广告，就是关于确实是洗头发的广告。当时要找一些长头发的女孩，然后就有人推荐了章子怡，章子怡就来了以后，你知道一屋子都是长头发的女孩。 几十个，所以当时也看了他，留了一个印象，然后就拜拜了，就再没有联系，然后就过了一年，其实那个广告呢后来也没有拍，是吧？广告也没有拍。过了一年以后，等我拍第一部电影《The Road Home》的时候，然后就突然想到，在那一屋子那个长头发里面有一个脸，有一张脸是给我印象很深的一张脸，所以就想到这个，就去找他。
You get it.
Yeah, it's the rumor is true that it was actually for a commercial for washing hair shampoo commercial, and there's a room full of long-haired girls when I walked in, and someone recommended her to come, and so she left an impression. We said goodbye, lost contact with each other, and the commercial was not shot until we started shooting the road home. I remember that face in the whole room. That face left an impression on me, so we find her.
So she lost the commercial, had to settle for a string of your hit films.
Well, there you go.
但是他没演成那个广告，
这问题
演成电影了。
先生
Question over there, ma'am. Go ahead.
，Yeah， 我要问的是张艺谋先生啊，这是一个问题是，你从《活着》那部电影，就是以社会基层的一个角度去拍人性化的一个东西，到现在的《十面埋伏》，这两个就是非常大的不同的一个主题啊。那您可不可以再讲一下你的观点，就是拍这两个观点，以及以后是不是还有未来还有计划去拍原来那种人性化的电影？谢谢。
Would you be so kind as to also put the question in English?
Okay. Zhang Yimou's movie was Survive, which was shot like years ago. And now the House of Flying Daggers, they're totally different types of movie. This question is like what he thinks about it, and also in the future whether he will go back to shoot those films like as Survive.
Thank you.
两种完全不同的类型。对我来说呢，其实我很希望尝试不同的类型，我也不希望把自己定型了，所以我想，所有做导演的都是希望去尝试不同的类型。以后只要有条件，我还会去尝试不同的风格和类型。所以像你讲的文化大革命的这种题材，只要有合适的条件能拍的话，我还是很愿意拍，而且那是我16岁到26岁的一个最难忘的10年的人生经历，所以我希望以后还有机会能拍这种题材。
Yes, there are two different film genres. I like to try different genres without having to stick to one. I also like to try the cultural revolutions that, like you said, that because from 16 to 26, I had a lot of unforgettable experiences during that period of time. So I'm hoping that one day I will be able to shoot something about the Cultural Revolution.
Sir?
张导演您好，我是从那个多伦多《星岛日报》的记者。我想问您，就是从那个我的父亲母亲开始啊，那么好像您的电影呢，就是对这个画面、色彩还有这个视觉的效果，有一种非常非常突出的给人的一个感觉，就是好像跟以前的那个，比如说像《活着》或者说《秋菊》啊这些电影相比，那么就是说这个是不是您在那个电影上面一个风格的一个新的变化？
would you? Sorry, yes.
Oh, yes.
So the same in English, please.
Yeah, I'm with Xingtao Daily, the Chinese paper here. Well, my question is here that Mr. Zhang Yimou's recent movies has paid a lot of attention on the beauty of the colors and pictures and the visual effects. Well, I'm trying to know whether this is a changing style of his movie. Thank you.
Thank you.
其实是我倒觉得没有特别的变化，因为我拍第一部电影《红高粱》的时候，就是特别强调色彩和造型的。那个电影可以说是，就是以色彩和造型的这个冲击力，先引起大家的反响的。所以你就能看到，可能是我一开始就是这个方向。后来当然有一些不同的类型，比如说像你举例子讲的《活着》呀、《秋菊打官司》啊，包括《一个都不能少》啊。因为是有意去尝试一些不同的造型风格，就是说，如果你碰到一个比较写实的故事，希望最大限度的贴近普通人的生活的时候，包括《幸福时光》啊等等这些电影，你就会尝试用一种另外的风格去拍。接近纪录片的那种风格，实际上完全是根据不同的故事去选择不同的摄影风格。但是要从我个人的爱好来讲，其实我的第一部电影就代表了我的爱好。我原则上还是很希望那种强调视觉造型的那样一种风格。
There's no real change in terms of using the colors, the form in shooting the film from the very beginning when I shot the red sorghum. And because every movie, based on the storyline, you try a different way of shooting. When we shot The Road Home, No One Less, those type of films, it doesn't need kind of the elaborate colors and forms. So based on the storyline, we chose what we did for Hero and this one. For myself, I do prefer the colors and the form in cinematography.
Well, has Mr. Yimou's desire perhaps to explore a new form determined the choice of a story to tell or a script to write or a script to pick up? As opposed to this is a story I want to tell and the form comes after, if I may put it this way.
这个有时候会有不同的处理。有时候是先有了故事，然后根据这个故事去决定它的形式。像秋菊打官司是很典型的。当我们有了这个故事之后，我们确定了用一种纪实的风格去拍它，然后我们就去要把那个借来的35毫米的摄影机会换成16毫米的，然后重新去改变所有的计划，去追求一个纪录片风格的。但是有时候也完全是形式去决定一个大的方向。举例来说，像《英雄》和《十面埋伏》都是这样子的。英雄这个故事可以放在任何朝代，其实武侠片这个时代也不重要。但是我当时就想拍这个黑色，因为我觉得这个中国秦代崇尚黑色是一个历史上的记载。但是呢，好像过去中国的所有的拍秦代的电影，我老觉得他们黑的不过瘾，这个不够黑。我就特别想我拍一个黑色的宫殿，黑色的马，黑色的旗，黑色的剑，黑色的服装，哎呦，我就觉得这个最过瘾了。我就因为这个黑色，我就说那咱们就把它搁到秦代吧。十面埋伏也同样， 我非常喜欢唐代敦煌的壁画，我就想拍这种颜色，然后就把《十面埋伏》这个故事就放在唐代。
Yes, we use different methods for shooting different films. For example, when we shot the story of Qiuju, we actually changed the equipment from the 35mm to 16mm to make it more documentary-like. But when we shoot Hero and the House of Flying Daggers, the story can happen at any period of time. It doesn't even have to be a martial art genre. But I do like black. So I heard in Qing Dynasty, people use a lot of black. Then I used the color black for the palace, for the horse, for the sword, for the clothes, costumes. And same thing with the House of Flying Daggers. I like the Tang Dynasty Dunhuang paintings. Then I utilized that idea for the movie The House of Flying Daggers.
Sir?
I'm Shelley Kraser from the Chinese Cinema Digest. If you'll permit, I'd like to ask a question to each one, but I'll start with Director Zhang Yimou.
Sure.
I'd like you to compare your early movies and your recent movies, from Red Sorghum, Hong Gaoliang, to 活着, to Live. Your audience in the West was mainly a strong but art film audience. You had some problems with the Film Bureau, 电影局. The government would sometimes ban your movies. And your Chinese audiences were good, but not huge. In your most recent movies, especially the last two, you have giant audiences in China. Hero is the biggest, most popular film ever in China. You have no more problem with the Chinese government, with the Film Bureau. And your audience in North America now has gone from art film to general popular audience.
Not to mention another continent between the two called Europe.
Sorry, I was trying to keep my question relatively short. Yes.
Okay.
So, my question to you is, have you changed as a director? Are you not the same Zhang Yimou as in the 1990s? Or has the audience changed? Or has the Chinese government's attitude towards you changed?
Or all of the above.
在这个早期呢，您拍的电影有一定的观众，但是呢，政府开始有一些限制。但是呢，这个最近拍的这个英雄呢，在中国有大批的观众，政府呢开始这个提倡，是不是在这个拍摄过程中呢，你自己的拍摄，你人变了，还是这个观众变了，还是什么都变了？
其实我觉得什么都没变，也不可能有变化啊，也没那么容易变。其实我觉得还是看题材，在中国拍电影实际上是看题材，就是当你比如说像英雄啊、十面埋伏这种题材，它是一个古代的故事，又是一个像一点娱乐电影的商业电影的这种类型，所以通常这种类型的电影就在政治上就不会有什么敏感的东西，所以呢也不会遇到很大的麻烦。但是如果你要拍一个文化大革命，就是刚才说的文化大革命的题材，可能就会敏感。那么这样的话，你在剧本啊，在电影方面都会有一些困难，所以完全是看拍什么东西。对我自己而言，我觉得其实我还是我自己，只是一个导演而已，只是选择不同的题材，所以基本上没有什么特别的改变。
I don't think that anything has changed, either myself or the audience. In the House of Flying Daggers, it's a period film. It's entertaining. It's not politically sensitive, so there's no reason that I have to get into trouble. But if I shoot something about the Cultural Revolution, it's a very sensitive issue. So it really depends on the screenplay. Myself, I don't feel like I've changed. I have just chosen different themes, stories to shoot.
And the second question?
Zhang Ziyi, I'd like you to also compare working for Zhang Yimou and working for Wong Kar-wai, Wang Jiawei, because you worked for both great directors this past year. And I think your 2046 actually opens in Beijing in 2 weeks. So could you tell what it's like, or how it's different to work for each great director? Does each one bring out a different part of you? And if you can think of a specific example or a little story to illustrate, that would be great. Thanks.
That's very obvious to see, because Wong Kar-wai, he doesn't have a script. I think everybody knows that, and every day, you just feel very fresh. You go to the set, and then you don't need to prepare anything. You don't need to try to remember all the dialogue, It just feel very fresh. And for me, that's a very special experience because, that was my first time work with him, and I have to used to his special way, And for director Zhang, I think he's very, everything just in his mind. He knows everything, every details. You don't need to worry about a lot, and you just go to the, on the set, and then you just concentrate on your character, and I don't need to worry anything. Just he can control everything. Yeah.
But to expand on this gentleman's question, when you see a Wong Kar-wai film that you are in, and when you see, I guess this is also part of the question, a Zhang Yimou film that you are in, do you look at those two facets of Zhang Ziyi and go, it's almost two different persons? I knew I had this, but I didn't know I had that in me.
Yeah, exactly.
Or I knew I had both, but I was not allowed to play this note as opposed to this one. What's your reaction to the 2, 3, or 4 Zhang Ziyi that the films project back at you?
Every time you work with different directors, they are totally different. They have totally, they have different personalities, and they have their own special way to make film. And I think each time I work with those great directors, I can feel them, and then I think they can bring something from me. That's correct. Yeah, and I just trust them. That's for me. That's very important. I trust Wong Kar-wai. I trust Zhang Yimou. I trust An Li. I just give to them. If they want anything, I just try to give them. Do my best.
But the result, when you see it, you go, "Oh, I did not know I had that in me."
No, when I start shooting, when I getting to each directors, I can feel that. And then, of course, like Wong Kar-wai, he surprised me because I don't know. Oh, my role is so, the whole movie, it's this story. I don't know that. We don't have script. No, just for me, that's a big surprise. Yeah.
Question here, and then question there. Yes.
Just a simple technical question. How do you, did you work with computer animation? Is that how you get the speeding daggers and split the blood and all these very improbable scenes?
Totally realistic.
Sure.
Question to the gentleman.
A question for both the talents. Is Hollywood knocking there? And could you tell us about what kind of Hollywood project you may be interested in?
因为我不懂英语啊，所以我觉得我只能拍中国的电影。现在还没有这个计划拍好莱坞的电影。
Since I don't understand English, I'm gonna make Chinese films, so I have no plans making any Hollywood films.
Ms. Ziyi?
Me. I'm trying to study English, and now I just start rehearsal on Memories of Geisha. So that's my new movie.
How did the script come to you? How did that happen?
I don't think they want me to see a lot. Yeah, to talk about that.
It arrived by mail. Ladies and
yeah, keep the secret. Tell you later.
I'm afraid we have run out of time. Thank you very much for being here.